I'm going to tell you something that might surprise you. In my experience, 95% of people actually end up buying first before they sell their home. Now, I've been a mortgage broker for nearly 20 years, and honestly, that pattern hasn't really changed. Now, why does that happen? Well, a big part of it is human nature. Buying and selling property can be one of the biggest financial decisions that you'll ever make, and it can also be very stressful. So a lot of people put it off. They don't rush into selling, they don't rush into applying for a home loan. But then something happens. They find a home they love, and suddenly it becomes, okay, this is worth it. Let's move forward. So they make the decision to buy first, and that's where bridging finance comes in. Now, bridging loans get talked about a lot, but they don't always get explained well. So in this video, I want to walk through exactly how they work, what the real costs look like, and how to set yourself up so that the whole thing's run smoothly. At its core, a bridging loan, sometimes called a relocation loan, it allows you to buy your new home before you've sold your current one. You move into the new property, you get comfortable, and then you put your old home up for sale. Most bridging loans give you either a 6 or 12 month window to sell your current property. You hold two properties and then you carry one combined loan during the bridging period. Lenders call the total you owe across both loans the peak debt. That's your existing mortgage plus the new loan. That's the maximum you're carrying while you're waiting to sell your old home. Your end debt is what remains after your current home sells. The sale proceeds come off the peak debt, and what's left is your ongoing mortgage in the new property. Let's be straight about the costs. Banks charge higher interest rates on the bridging loan portion for the short period you're holding both properties. The shorter the period you're holding both loans, the less you will pay in interest, but it's more manageable than what most people think. Many lenders build in a repayment buffer, which are extra funds that sit in your offset account to help cover the costs while you're carrying both properties, so you're not feeling the full weight of the two loans at once. Alternatively, some lenders will allow you to capitalize interest during the bridging period. This means it accrues and gets added to your loan balance rather than coming out of your pocket each month. It all gets settled when your existing home sells. Now, if you're going to do this properly, the most important thing is planning your timing. Now, the best way to think about it is to map it out on a timeline. On one side, the purchase of your new property. On the other side is the sale of your current one. Your goal is to keep the overlap between these two events as short as possible, because the overlap is where the costs live. Step 1, understand your selling timeline. Talk to a real estate agent, and don't just ask about the price, ask about the timing. You want to know how long properties are sitting on the market in your area, how long it's taking to get an offer, and how long from the contract to settlement. If an agent tells you 4 weeks to sell and 4 weeks to settle, you're looking at roughly 8 weeks total from listing to settlement. That's critical information when you're structuring your loan. Step 2, you want to align your purchase settlement. When you're negotiating your new purchase, one of the smartest things you can do is extend the settlement period. Say you negotiate a 90-day settlement on the new property. If your expected selling timeline is 60 days, you've got a 30-day buffer, and that's the overlap reduced significantly before the bridging loan even kicks in properly. A small move, but it makes a big difference. Here's where people can get into trouble. They have a number in their head, what they think their home is worth. An agent suggests 1.2 million. An offer comes in at 1.185, and they think, no, I want the full 1.2. That extra 15,000 feels important, and I understand why. But what they're not considering is the cost of holding the bridging loan for longer, because every extra week you're holding that loan, it comes with a cost. And depending on the loan size, that cost can be very significant. So sometimes taking a slightly lower price but selling faster actually puts you in a better overall financial position. It's counterintuitive, but it's true. A few practical things that make a real difference. You want to talk to multiple agents. Don't just go with the first person who gives you a price. If 3 agents say that your home will sell for 1.3 million and one says 1.45, be very careful. The higher number might sound great, but an overpriced listing sits on the market, and a listing like that sits there and costs you money. Watch the market yourself. Jump on realestate.com.au. It can take a couple of minutes. See what's selling, how long listings are sitting, and what the actual sales prices are. Not the asking price, the sales price. Get your home ready before you buy. Finish any renovations. Do the touch-ups, get it clean and presented before you commit to the new purchase. Because the faster your home sells, the smoother the whole strategy works. And finally, work with your broker, not just your current bank. Lender policies and rules on bridging loans differ significantly. How they treat peak debt, how they capitalise the interest, the approval timeframes, and what loan to valuation ratio they'll lend to. Your existing bank might not have the right product for your situation. The differences between lenders can be meaningful. Bridging loans work really well when your property is straightforward to sell, the market is moving, and you've done your timing homework. They also give you a powerful advantage as a buyer, because the finance date will be much shorter than you could offer if you didn't have bridging. A vendor presented with a shorter and simpler finance period will always favour that cleaner offer over a complicated one. A bridging loan puts you in that position. So to pull it all together, a bridging loan lets you buy your next home before your current one sells. When it's used the right way, with a clear timeline, realistic expectations and the right lender, it can be one of the most powerful tools you have. If you want to understand whether a bridging loan makes sense for your situation, book a free call with our team using the link in the description. I'm Victor from Blackk Mortgage Brokers. See you in the next video.